Well, hello there, ladies and gents. I'm Tammy Sapnewski, your crypto queen. Thank you so much for popping by my channel. Please know that this is not financial advice. I'm only here to entertain you, but I will say this. Try to only buy on those red candles. And as we can see, major red candles going on today, not just with Saitama. This is the Saitama chart, but with the entire market. But I do want to talk about Saitama here because it's a big topic right now. Now, as we know, I have always been a huge target of attack when it comes to the wolf pack, simply for pointing out facts about this project. Whether it's the project itself, the development team, timelines missed, and the toxicity within the wolf pack itself, right? They go after me all the time. Man, you drop off the radar for one day, 1 or 2 days, like I have, because I have personal stuff going on at home. You know, my dad is sick. But all this stuff going on, you guys, it's absolutely crazy and insane what the hell went on in the past 48 hours with Saitama. Now, if you look down in the description box, what I said was, everything that's going on with Saitama, what is it exactly? Is it the project itself? Is it the market? What the hell's going on with this price? What's up? Maddie B's in the house. Sherry's here. What's up, JP? Thank you, everybody. Tech is here from Archie Nico. So JP is the developer of Archie Nico. So listen, this is what's going on. You had a few of the wolf pack bail out of Saitama. One of the major people that left was Faltron. And as we know, Faltron was one of the biggest people in the Saitama wolf pack. He was gung-ho Saitama all the way, and he got out. Why did he get out? I have my theories as to what's going on here. Now, we could say, okay, it's the market. The market's going down, and that's why people are getting out. Or, big people getting out of Saitama, and all of this drama is kicking up. And I have to say this. I have to take off my sweater. I'm getting a hot flash. Their liquidity is becoming unlocked very soon. And several times, Russ has alluded to the fact that the main developer that actually started Saitama has control of the wallets, the deployer wallet. Now, it's a female, and she has said time and time again, I gave control of those wallets over to them. I no longer have it. But Russ says, well, when it unlocks, we have to get with the people that, started the project. So what's going on here? Is it FUD? Is it toxicity? Or is it the fact that a lot of the people that are involved with the project right now are actually realizing that what we're witnessing with Saitama could be a long, slow rug? What are they going to do here? Why are they not just relocking the liquidity right now? Because a lot of the FUD that's going on, I think a lot of the people in there are like, man, they're going to drain the liquidity and bounce. Is this a slow rug? A long, slow rug? Now, that's what Sandstorm has said this entire time. He's like, I think that this is a slow rug. I think everybody knows it. I think that they intended for this to be a quick rug job, but a community got built behind this project and just made it go longer and longer and longer. Could it be that when the liquidity unlocks and shit goes down and it gets drained, could it be that Russ is going to come out and say, hey, the original developer rugged the project, and now what I'm going to do to be your hero is start a V2? Is that what's going to happen? Because with a V2, what they'll do is do a whole new project. And they'll put a developer wallet in there, a marketing wallet, like all these other taxes that are not currently attached to Saitama. Right now, taxes on Saitama, 4%, right? 2% burn, 2% to liquidity. Do you think that's personally, I think that's what's going on. And I think the people who have been cheering on Saitama this whole entire time are starting to get smart to the fact, realizing that, oh shit, like, has everything these fudders said Is it actually true? Are we actually going to rug here? What the hell's going on? And I've said that from the beginning, that something fishy is up with the development team. Why don't they meet timelines? What's going on with Saitama? So that's what I believe. I think it is very, very true. What's up, Archie Nico is in the house. So personally, that's what I think. That's what I think. Okay. Okay. So let's get to the skinny of it, okay? So there was a lot of BS going down with Faltron and PR Torres. So apparently, PR Torres doxed Faltron. He put out his first and last name, which Faltron has always been really protective about whose identity is. He claims that Torres doxed him, put his address out there. Torres denied putting his address out there. He's like, I put your name out there and I put your wallet out there, but dude, I didn't personally dox you. Now, what Faltron said to Russ entertained a Twitter space yesterday. He wanted to talk about the FUD and talk about a lot of the toxicity that's going on with Saitama. So he had like a 3-hour space on Twitter. He allowed a lot of people to talk. But one thing I do have to say, he kept muting Faltron. Whenever Faltron would get to something that was like really specific and really important, Saitama Guru, Russ, would mute him to shut him up, which I think is bullshit because he didn't mute Torres. He let Torres go on and on and on. So the point that Faltron was trying to make to Russ was like, listen, hey, Russ, you have all of these people being super toxic in the space, and you never once call them out for their bullshit. They're taking people that are holders from Saitama, taking their money out to go into all of these other projects that they shill, and then they rug. He said that PR Torres, Anime, and Shaka, that they have shilled 3 separate projects that have rugged. I don't think that those projects rugged. I think one project rugged. The other projects are just in major, major trouble. So, PR Torres stood up and was like, no, that's bullshit, brah. That's not what's going on. You're just jealous, basically. So he wanted a response from Russ. He wanted Russ to say, you know what? I'm going to step up, and when I see toxicity happening, I'm going to call it out and stop it. But Russ never does, right? He loves it. Do you know why he loves it? He wants to stoke it. Because when that liquidity unlocks and shit goes down, which I believe it will, this is just my opinion, Russ is going to turn around and say, the community ruined this token. It wasn't me. It wasn't the development team. It was the community. It was the wolf pack. They ate each other from the inside, and they themselves ruined this project. I mean, you guys look at this chart. There were huge, huge sells. Of course, we know Faltron sold out, and he had a very, very large position in this project. But if we look at the chart, in the last 24 hours, it's down like 40-something%. That's a huge percentage. That's more than the average project is down right now. So that's a lot going on right there. So there's definitely some inner crap going on with the Wolfpack, although Faltron has said, listen, I'm out. I'm done. I'm completely out. I want nothing to do with it. So Faltron said to him, you know what, are you okay with people doxing people? Russ never, ever, ever once responded to that. Okay, he never responded to that. And they had, like I said, they had other people talking. Awesome Austin got up and did just such a great job. Man, he got up there and just laid out timelines. He laid out specific situations where Russ had an opportunity to call out the Wolfpack and say, hey, chill out. Don't attack people. Don't dox people. Don't do any of this nonsense. But he never does. And I think Russ is deliberated by himself, deciding not to do it because, like I said, I think it's all a smokescreen for when that project finally does rug once the liquidity unlocks and they pull the plug on it. And when that happens, like, I'm very confident, this is just my opinion, that Russ is then going to launch a V2 of the project. He's not going to airdrop anybody coins. It's basically going to be a new project that you have to invest into. And in that new project, there's going to be a development wallet. There's going to be a marketing wallet. Like everything that's lacking from the original Saitama project is going to be in this new project. And it's going to make him filthy effing rich. If he's not already, this new project will. It will make him a completely wealthy man. So, what Faltron is trying to say is people are leaving the community because of the toxicity. Like, that's Faltron's thing. I think people are leaving the community because the project sucks, because the price action sucks, because people are getting killed. I looked at my MetaMask today. A value of my bag, which was once a $500 bag, is $10 right now. $10. I mean, when I had it in MetaMask a few months ago, it was like a little over 100, considered a dust wallet. And I had a larger bag than most of the people in Saitama. What the hell is that now? Those are not even holders. Like, you can't even sell that shit. Like, it's not worth the gas fees. So all of these people, they're not leaving because of the toxicity. People that have larger bags that they could get a little bit of money on, they're leaving because the price action. They're leaving because I think they see the writing on the wall. Right? They know that once that liquidity unlocks, everybody's out. And everybody's going to point at V, who is the lead dev of Robo Inu. She was the person who originally started Saitama. They're going to point the finger at her and say she made off with the liquidity. But where is the liquidity, right? So if we look at DEX tools right now, total liquidity, $5 million. I know it sounds like a lot, but remember, at the height of its popularity, at the all-time high, Saitama, dude, it was a $17 billion project. A $17 billion token that just a few short months later, the market cap is 5 million. And that is that's like 95% less than all of the other projects out there. Yes, we can say the market is shit. All the projects are taking a major hit, but are they down that much? I don't think so. I really don't think so. So I think it's just absolutely disgusting that Russ has never called out the attacks. And that's one of the things that Awesome Austin really said to him when he had an opportunity to speak. He's like, you could have shut this down months ago. It really didn't need to get to this. But of course, Russ, he's always passing the buck. He always has some story as to why he doesn't want to intervene. He doesn't want to get involved with it. He thinks it should be done on a private label, off screen, off Twitter, man to man. But has he ever done that? Now, one of the things that Austin talked about was the fact that the doxing, what the hell's going on with the doxing? When they doxed Dr. Praveen's wallets, like, nobody said anything about that, right? Like, Russ should have stood up and said, hey, man, we don't dox our holders' wallets. What's up with that? So Faltron's response to that was, oh, well, Praveen was reaching out to a lot of the top holders in Saitama and was trying to get them to go in Terrarium. So what? I would have loved to be in Terrarium for the pre-launch. It's not that he was trying to get them to sell out of Saitama. He just wanted them to invest in this new project. But since they doxed Praveen, that's when he got out of Saitama, right? He didn't even get out all at once because he didn't want to hurt the project. He pulled out little by little. So, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, Faltron, your feelings are all shook and hurt because you got doxed, but you had no problem doxing Dr. Praveen and his wallet earlier in the year when they launched Terrarium, right? Fair is fair. Another thing about the toxicity, nobody is making any kind of videos right now for Saitama that are positive. Everyone's nailing Saitama. Awesome Austin, Of course, Rodney, Sandstorm, me, like we're all just putting it out there like this is just very true. This is what's going on. This is not FUD. These are just facts. The only person that, thank you very much. I got a super chat. I agree with you, Tammy. They know what's coming, or they knew from the very beginning. Yeah, I think a lot of them did know from the beginning, right? Like they totally knew. They totally knew. But it's disgusting that they don't care about the average investor. They were only looking out for number one, for themselves, which is really the case in DeFi, right? Totally the case in DeFi. Nobody's making videos for Saitama right now. Every channel back in the day, they were talking about Saitama. Saitama was the token. Look how many people on Twitter are named Saitama whatever. Saitama Empress, Saitama Stacker, Saitama Wolfvest. Like everything was Saitama in the names. No, nobody. Well, they still have their names because it's, what they're known for. But nobody on YouTube is making rah-rah Saitama videos. They lost Ryan Patrick. Look what they did to Ryan Patrick. He said, I'm selling 1 trillion of my Saitama position. They went after him like dogs, ripping him apart for saying that he sold out when he was just being honest. He wanted to be honest to the people that were his subscribers. Hey, I'm taking profits here. You might want to consider taking profits here. And doesn't he look like a genius now? Because he took profits, I think, a zero when they were less a zero in the 20s. Right? So he looks like a genius now. I have to say that. But he was one that made, positive Saitama. Who's doing it now? The only person who is making pro Saitama videos, Classy Crypto. That kid is the only one left that is making videos about Saitama that, are saying, I'm a part of the wolf pack. I'm really hyped for Saitama. I think this is a good place to get in. I think we can make profits. Like, he's still hyping Saitama, right? The only one. There's a couple of other people, but they're not as large as Classy Crypto. And what have they done to Classy Crypto? If you ever go on Twitter, whenever Classy tweets about Saitama and why he loves Saitama, the Wolfpack, PR Torres, Anime, they attack this kid. They go after him. They rip him down. Now, we don't know why. Nobody knows why they do that. But what we found out from that Twitter space, Faltron said he had gotten a DM from Torres saying, hey, man, we need to rip this kid down. We don't want him stepping in, talking about Saitama. We want him to shut up. And Faltron's like, he's the only one making positive videos. Why are we shutting him out? Why are we shutting him down? Why is that happening? So I would like to ask Torres that, but of course, and Torres now acts like he's holier than thou. He's such a straight shooter. He doesn't get involved with toxicity. This is the guy that would post pictures of me with Caitlyn Jenner, inferring that I'm transgender. Would put my head on a man's body or put my face up with people that are heroin addicts and that are shooting up and stuff. Like, that was this dude. He constantly attacks the LGBTQ community. Constantly. And all of these tokens that hold AMA spaces with him on Twitter, if you're dealing with him, you're dealing with someone who is a known bigot. Is that how you want to represent your project? By having a known bigot that attacks the LGBTQ community to represent your token, to conduct an AMA, to shill for your project? Is that who you want? A bigot? I mean, Saitama is just bleeding. It's just bleeding out. Dr. Victor Pena. Russ is making a YouTube channel to hype Saitama. Actually, they've had that Saitama channel, but it's done nothing to help the project. With all due respect, he's an idiot. I totally agree. Total scumbag. I saw that. No respect at all. No problem. Good info is always worth to pay for, especially if it's true. Teddy's here. Lively Void. ETH 1800. Yep. Yep, and I even think Bitcoin can go lower too. It's very sad. Okay, I know you're saying nobody should listen to Classy, but the one thing that you have to say about Classy, that dude was loyal to the Wolfpack. He was loyal to Russ. He was loyal to Saitama to the bone. And all they did was kick that kid around. Like, they sheer hated on this kid for no reason. I think the reason that they hated him, one time Russ was doing a Twitter space and Classy Crypto got up. They finally called him up and he's like, hey, Russ, I'm Classy Crypto. I have a YouTube channel. He basically was offering his services to shill for Saitama for payment. And I think that's what pissed them off, was that he was looking for payment at a time where they were no longer paying, right? I got another super chat. Let's see. Is Saitama, Deku, and Wolverine all gone? I don't know about Deku and Wolverine, but Saitama definitely is on its way out, I think. I think that they're just, the liquidity is just training. If you're just getting here, I'll just remind you guys, listen, at one time, Saitama was a $17 billion project at its all-time high. Now, the market cap is like $5 million. So there's a huge difference between 17 billion and 5 million. Now, all of that money has been lost by investors. So that's money that's just been taken out of DeFi. It's gone into someone else's pocket. And what is going on with the market anyway? What do you guys think it is? Personally, I think, number one, last year when the market was really pumping, don't forget, they've been sending checks to everybody, the government, for a long time, since COVID started. Like, a lot of money. I didn't know because I don't have kids. I didn't know people with kids were getting money every month, like $300 per kid every single month for a long time. I didn't know that. How can I possibly know that? If you don't have kids and nobody talks about money, how would you know that? I didn't know that. So when those checks got cut off, we saw a slow bleed in the market. Everything's going down. People have less disposable cash. Things cost more. The cost of living has gone up. And we all know the price of gas has just absolutely skyrocketed. All of that money is going to living. It's not going into DeFi. And to be honest with you, I don't think people should be putting their money in DeFi right now. It's a risky place. If your money went into DeFi in the past few months, you're definitely down. No matter what you put it in, you're 100% chance that you're down in whatever position that you held. That's why I did a live stream a few days ago and I told everybody, I'm like, dude, let's pump the brakes. I know everybody's telling you to buy the dip. Yes, I bought the dip on things that I consider blue chip holdings like crypto.com. I bought more crypto.com today. I bought more Luna today. But you know what? Things that I normally would buy a bigger position in, I bought less of today. I bought $20 worth of crypto.com today. I normally would buy like $50 a pop, but I'm pumping the brakes because I want to see an area of support. Let's get to an area of support. That's what I want to see before I start to really put a lot of more money in there. And that's what everybody should be. You need to be very, very careful about where you're putting your money, because let's say it goes down even more. You could have invested that money at a lower price. So don't be, take it easy there. Some of the other things that we learned in this space from Russ is that he claims the overhead for Saitama that he personally pays is anywhere from $80,000 to $100,000 a month. How are they spending that much money on infrastructure? Where is that money coming from? Where is it coming from? So he claimed tonight that, they're not dumping the project. But in a previous space, he did admit that they sell tokens to get money for Saitama. So every single month, now that he leaked this budget, we know every single month he's got to sell at least 100K worth of Saitama tokens just to be able to keep the lights on. That's from his mouth. That's not my mouth. That's his own mouth. Maybe he slipped. I don't know. Now, maybe part of it goes to what he calls a PR firm. So he said, oh, you know what? Well, we do have a PR firm. And Faltron's like, wait a minute. The only thing you claim that this PR firm does is write press releases, and they're not well written. There's typos in there, they're grammatically incorrect. So I think it's bullshit that they even have a PR firm. I think it's just bullshit, because he was trying to say that, well, I don't want to get involved with all of the toxicity in the group, because that's what we have a PR firm for. Like, they're supposed to handle the PR for Saitama, and I don't want to step on their toes. Basically, is what he said. Why he doesn't want to get involved, which we know is bullshit, right? Like, that's a cop out, and it's just bullshit. So I'm glad that Faltron called him out, was like, well, the only thing that they seem to be doing is writing press releases that are not well worded, and there's typos in there. And Russ is like, oh, well, they told me that they've never seen anything like this, like cryptocurrency and DeFi. Like, they're shook. Like, these are people that normally handle accounts like Yoo-Hoo and Gatorade, and they don't know what to do with DeFi. If that's the case, hire a different PR firm. Why are you sticking with DeFi rookies that you say they don't even know how to handle it? Is that a good executive decision to keep somebody on board that is just basically doggy paddling around the deep end of the pool? Is that a smart decision? I don't think so. Yeah, so Oz Austin did a really good job with, laying out everything for Russ, laying out everything for Faltron. But of course, Faltron was very quick to snap back to Awesome Austin with, well, Awesome, you're on Terra's payroll, and you have to say that, and look what Terrarium did with the misstep with Binance. Of course, he's always quick to say that, right? But Awesome did a really great job with calling out Russ with all of his bullshit, and not sticking up for people like Classy Crypto or like Dr. Praveen when he was one of the big Saitama holders. Because we know, like, these huge Saitama holders now, they're just dumping out, people. They're getting out. So when you see these bigger people, the big money, which we always say, the big money is the smart money. Those big holders, the whales, look to see what they're doing, because that's the smart money, right? Now, if they're starting to dump out their Saitama, what should you do? Well, I know what I'm doing at this point. Nothing, because any position that I hold in Saitama right now is not even worth selling. Like I said, my MetaMask is worth $10. Am I going to spend $60 on gas fees to sell $10 worth of Saitama? No. I probably have $5 worth in Saitamask just because I transferred it over there when Gate.io was closing up shop. And I have a little bit of holdings on Bitmart. I don't even know what it is on Bitmart. It probably, like, my Bitmart bag is probably like $80. Is it even worth it to sell? No. I'm going to leave it there as a lottery ticket. And then they also brought up the fact that right now Faltron is heavily into the Cult token, the Cult DAO token, and that they're claiming that he's shilling for them now. I don't think he's shilling for them. I think that, he just gotten, my cat is here, she's so cute. I think he's just sick and tired of Saitama. He got out of Saitama, and they tracked his wallets to show that he has cult holdings. Now, whether he was airdropped a certain amount of tokens, because Torres is trying to say that he was sent 12% of the circulating supply of Cult DAO. That's worth a crazy amount of money, by the way. And Faltron's like, listen, you don't know how to read Etherscan, Torres. You're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about, because apparently Torres and Rise Up, Davey from Rise Up, were trying to read Etherscan and follow Faltron's investments. But we know that Davey from Rise Up is not great with that stuff. He's the one that was trying to pigeonhole Cliff when it came to the burn wallet with Shinja. Now, this is before, listen, Shinja has made a lot of mistakes. And I did see a comment earlier asking me what I do think about Shinja. And I'll get to that in a second. I don't have my glasses. Oh, hold on. I do have my glasses. Hold on. I want to read this comment. It was so good to hear Russ get a verbal beatdown. He was getting so upset and petty by the end. listen, Maddie B, why are we talking about Russ? Because we have to. Because we have to. Tableman, no idea. There are bigger bloodbaths we got to talk about. Tell me what you want to talk about. Queen, shut the heel up. We don't come here. Maddie. To hear you rant? Put your fucking glasses on. You keep going. No, Maddie's okay. He can sit there and be mad. He just doesn't, he's done with Saitama. Probably because he's lost a shit ton of money like the rest of the people. So that's why, maybe that's why he doesn't want to talk about it. But all in all, what's to be said? I think watch out. I think if you have any holdings in Saitama, just listen, this is not one that you want to buy the dip, because the whale people, they're not buying the dip. They're selling the dip. They're getting the hell out of this project. Those are the whales. We always say the whales are the smart money. If they're getting out, we need to get out. And if you don't have enough money to get out, like you just have a dust wallet like me on MetaMask, just hold it. Don't add to it. Just hold it and see where it goes. That's all we can do. Now, let's talk about some other projects, because somebody did ask me about Shibnobi, and we did discuss Shibnobi a couple of days ago. And you guys know that I've not been really friendly about Shinja for, I would say, a good 2 months now. I've been a little bitter when it comes to Shibnobi because of everything that was going on with, I felt were some missteps with their marketing, but whatever. I can't make somebody represent their project the way I would want their project to be represented. That's on, Cliff. He's got to do what's right, Now look at this chart. What can I say about the Shinja chart? The Shinja chart looks just like the freaking Saitama chart. If we're to zoom out, let me do days here. If we zoom out, like, these charts look very similar. If I pulled up the Saitama chart and put it up against the Shibnobi chart, it looks very similar. Number one, the market is just taking a huge beating right now. Everybody's down. It's not just one project. It's all over the place. Saitama is a little bit of a different situation because they started, bleeding down a while ago. Even before the market started to go down that slippery slope, Saitama's already been there. So that's why they're in a different category. Now, Shibnobi is in another situation, because one of the big things that happened with Shibnobi was the investors lost trust with Cliff. Number one, he had the pre-salers selling on us, told us it wouldn't happen. It happened again. And now look at it, right? Well, one of the things that we learned about Shinja is that, we were told that they were going to build this great utility, and who's going to use it? I mean, honestly, I don't use their swap. I use, Uniswap. I use Pancake Swap. I don't use Dojo Swap. I just don't. Why would I? Right? Why would I want to go on Dojo Swap when I have this other thing? Now, if Shinja had an app, like if Saitamask was functional and set up well and was a decentralized exchange but set up well, like Crypto.com's DeFi wallet, if it was like that, I'd go on there no problem. But it's not like that. It's a DApp. I don't want to deal with a DApp. Who wants to deal with a DApp? I'd much rather just launch an app and work with that. How is this different than any other dApps? How is it different than Uniswap or SushiSwap? So Maddie B thinks, Maddie, do you really think Shibnobi is a slow rug? I don't think that. I think that they definitely want to build out utility. I do believe that they're going to build their own blockchain. I believe they eventually will build their own Katana wallet. I think that, but I think that they need to hurry the hell up, right? Like, they have a big team. We know our friend Teddy Ganja is on the team. Teddy is very, very smart. When it comes to, understanding tech stuff. That's Teddy. That's Teddy. So I know that they do have a good team behind them, but they need to start talking about how much longer is this going to take? Give us a timeline. I'm not saying that they have to do what Russ did and say, hey, in 2 weeks, we're going to present you something and then just let us down 2 weeks after 2 weeks after 2 weeks after 2 weeks. But they do need to just something. Hey, we're looking at 3 more months for the Katana wallet. Not an exact date. I don't want an exact date, but, a morsel, people. We need a morsel. If they can make their own chain, then I can see a possible recovery. Right, I do too. Tableman says, I love Kelbell even though she blocked me. Kelbell blocked you. Yeah, she was pissed today too. She doesn't like all the infighting. She feels like it takes away from the project itself. But I think at this point, the project is unsavable. Russ is a joke, Master Shu says. I agree. Shinja will slow rug because no one will use their utilities. No one's using their... Well, there are some people that do use the Doja Swap. I'm not one of them. I think if they can make better utilities, I think there's a chance people might go to them, but not right now. Shib added a 0. Man, so once again, I don't know. Some of you were here, maybe new. Listen, a couple of days ago, I gave this whole speech about, the way the market was going and how you should handle the market in a time like this. I know everybody's like, this is when rich people are made in times like this. What I told to people who usually watch my channel, I'm like, whoa, pump the brakes. Okay? We need to pump the brakes a little bit. I'm only adding to things that I would consider my blue chip holdings, like Terrarium, like Crypto.com. I do think Terrarium is going to be a blue chip one day. Like Crypto.com, like I added more Luna. That might have been crazy. Harmony One. I added Jasmine. Like anything that I think is going to be really big, I added to those. Not very big positions, but I added to them. And tomorrow, if they go down lower, I will add again. Not very big positions. We're talking like $20, $10. I did these small buys today because I want to see an area of support. So goes Bitcoin. So goes the rest of the market. So let's pull up Bitcoin right now. So that was my advice a few days ago. And today, that is still my advice. We still need to pump the brakes. I know people are telling you right now, listen, this is where wealthy people are made in these times. And they're right. I'm not saying that that is not true, but I'm saying let's find the bottom. Let's hit the bottom before we can start saying this is where the wealthy people are made. $26,000. So let's go to day candles because let's find a little bit and see where our next area of support is going to be for Bitcoin. I mean, okay, well, 28 was a big area of support for Bitcoin. So once DEX Tools populates, what's going on here? Why is it not bringing up the whole chart? Did I not hit up the right one? My computer just stinks, people. Maybe I'll do weak candles. No, that's not looking any better. I don't know why this won't work for me. But anyway, what other chart do you guys want me to pull up? Because I do want to show you where you need to look for your areas of support. 9195. Smiley 911 says, or 919. Yeah, I'm not throwing huge bags. I'm waiting for consolidation. Looks like Saitama is back to where they were. Starred band, so much money lost. I hear you, Master Shu says. Yes, pump brakes, hold wait. We have the summer to get through. Maddie B again, Queen, I hope you're not trying to seduce me because I'm gay. LOL. Oh, you're so funny. Nope, I'm not. I'm not throwing down with you, Maddie. I'm not trying to get with you. Is that the thing? We have Volt people in the house. I'm showing too much in many? What does that mean? She's showing too much in many? What does that mean? Oh, because I have a tank top on? Is that what you're talking about? Because I have a tank top on today? Listen, I've been getting hot flashes today. When you get a hot flash, you'll understand. World War III is coming. Too much fear amongst people to invest in crypto when inflation is off the charts. Yeah, so in case you weren't here earlier, that's exactly what I said. I'm like, dude, listen, cost of living is incredibly high. People, their government checks got cut off. All of that free money that people were getting because of the COVID relief bill, all of that got cut off. You know, that was money that was being pumped into the market. Why do you think that whole thing with GameStop happened? If people weren't getting that free money, that GameStop situation never would have happened. People wouldn't have had that disposable income to put into the market to benefit. Never would have happened. So now that those government checks were cut off, people have to spend more money on gas, on rent, on living, on everything. Money that they formerly put into the market to hold for long-time investment, they're starting to pull it out because they need it. They're running out of money. They got to fill up their gas tank. They're like, oh shit, it's like $80 to fill my tank. And I only got 50, but I need the gas. So they're pulling stuff out. Now, there's states where it's super easy to cash in your cryptocurrency. There's Bitcoin ATM machines all over Florida. I've never seen anything like it. There's not, where I live, there's not a single cryptocurrency ATM machine. There's just not. I live in the sticks, but still, I live in the sticks, but I live close to cosmopolitan areas, but still, there's nothing here. Can we see Archie Nico chart? Hype is in the house. Okay, I will pull up the Archie Nico chart just so that we can see. And for anybody that doesn't know, if you were a holder of Strange Inu, the CEO of Archie Nico token JP is helping people out that were affected by that. If you were I don't know if it's still going on because I think they were giving it to a slot of 500 people that if you could, show your wallet and show that like definitely you were a holder, they were going to give you $50 worth of Archie Nico tokens. You have to hold them, I think, for like 3 months, but still that's $50 that you normally wouldn't get. You wouldn't have it. So I think it's a really sweet deal. So here's the Archie Nico token and chart. So as we can see, like the rest of the market, Archie Nico is down. I mean, Archie was famously consolidating anywhere from the 4668 to like the 3447. Like in this area, it lived in that area, right? And even this is down. Even the Archie Nico chart is down. I mean, the whole market is down. That's just the way it is. So Sherry is saying, Strange Inu, oh yes, Archie Nico is giving away $50 worth. So listen, if you got hurt by Strange Inu, get yourself some free Archie Nico tokens. Go to their Telegram, join their voice chat, and figure out how you can get to get some of those free tokens. Dr. Victor Pena is saying ApeCoin is down to $5.74. Yeah. It was close to $30. And now it's way down there. That is absolutely crazy, right? It's just absolutely crazy. Texas Tornado is in the house. Yep, we know. We looked at Bitcoin, and I think it can go even lower. So listen. So a few days ago when I was doing my live stream, I brought up Bitcoin because, we talked a little bit about Michael Saylor, who was a huge Bitcoin proponent. He thinks Bitcoin is going to be worth $1 million in the future. He hedged his bets on Bitcoin. He leveraged himself to the hilt when it comes to Bitcoin. Now listen, if Bitcoin gets down to $21,000, there's going to be a major margin call on him. This could finish him. So what do we think? Now, a lot happened with Bitcoin today. So Japan today, was it Japan or China? I think it was Japan. They claimed Bitcoin to be a valid digital currency, which they've done before, and they've renounced it, and they've done it again, and renounced. But now they're back in the game, saying that yes, this is a digital asset. So you feel like, okay, that lends some kind of credibility to Bitcoin. But I think it's a little bit of market manipulation, because we did see some major buys today in Bitcoin. A lot of the big holders added to their position. So could this all be a little bit of market manipulation? Because so goes Bitcoin, so goes the rest of the market. Are these elite people that are just bleeding out some of the people that are in the middle class, pushing them out of cryptocurrency to hog it all for their future? Or are people saying that Bitcoin is a bloated pig, which I said not too long ago, right? Whatever you think about Bitcoin, Bitcoin was built to be a peer-to-peer digital cryptocurrency, which it's not. When's the last time you paid somebody in Bitcoin? We're probably more likely ever going to pay somebody in probably Dogecoin before we do Bitcoin, if Elon has his way to do with it. One thing about Bitcoin, don't forget, Satoshi, we don't know who Satoshi is. Satoshi has dropped off the radar. This is the person that made the code for Bitcoin. There's a lot of rumors out there. Satoshi, is this person even alive? Was he murdered? People claim to be Satoshi, and we know they're not. They don't have the gravitas to have written that code. Not that the code is great, because we know Bitcoin has been hacked a couple of times, right? It has. And don't forget, it's inflationary. So a lot of people hack that code to mint their own Bitcoins. That's been done twice. Now, the person who made the smart contract can go in there and move things around to prove that they're alive, right? But they don't do it. So I think Satoshi is dead. And I think that, it's just a proof of work token, which means it's not eco-friendly. It takes a lot of, energy to even run Bitcoin. I think with Ethereum 2.0 could be a game changer, or, some of these tokens that are hard forked off Ethereum, like Hex, they're dropping their own blockchain. These all can be huge game changers. And I think it's going to make Bitcoin a thing of the past. Is that what's going on with Bitcoin? If that's the case, then I don't think it's really fair that Bitcoin gets to dictate the way the whole entire freaking market is going. Is that fair? I don't know. I think it is, though. I think that Bitcoin is old technology. Listen, everything changes, right? Everything adapts, everything changes. And if you have a bloated pig that's holding down the rest of the market, like an albatross around your neck, snip it off and be done with it. I'd much rather get rid of Bitcoin and have Ethereum 2.0 be the new gold standard, because Bitcoin is not going to get any better. It's not going to get any more efficient. It's proof of work. Now we're moving on to proof of stake. Not that proof of stake is going to make the gas fees cheaper. It's not. That's another fallacy about Ethereum 2.0. It's not going to make gas fees cheaper. It's going to improve transaction times, less failed transactions, but it's not actually going to make it cheaper. Larry says Bitcoin won't be used for payments. It will be held by governments. Very true. Roberto Ramos, on a red market, surprisingly, SafeMoon is green. I'm still holding. Okay. SafeMoon way down. Way down from where it was. From where I bought into SafeMoon, it's way down. But if you think it's I don't like to tell anybody what to do with their assets. If they're hodlers of any one particular token, you could be a SafeMoon person that's like a maxi. All you got is SafeMoon. And in that case, good for you. I wish you the best. But It's way, way down from where it was. And they have their own wallet. There's a SafeMoon wallet you can swap on there, but Larry says CIA made Bitcoin, LOL. Yeah, so the rumor is because the way the code is written and the way that, some of the just the pieces that were written by Satoshi, the way that they word everything, two spaces after a period. Who does that? People that typed on typewriters, like my generation. You were taught to put two spaces after a period. Your generation doesn't do that. You do one space after a period. So they think it was somebody who was probably from my generation, most likely a college professor, and that they're no longer alive. And not by malicious means or reasons, just that maybe they had a stroke, like they're just not here anymore because they haven't touched any of their assets. Satoshi holds a lot of Bitcoin and hasn't touched it or used it. Do we think Satoshi lost their keys? Saitama scam. All right, yeah. Stick with ETH and Polygon. Well, that's good because I have a lot of Polygon. I don't have a lot of ETH, but this is the time that I added to my Polygon. That was another one that it's called Matic though, right? Where I hold it. Or is it Polygon? Can't remember. It was one or the other, right? I think it is Polygon. I think you're right. Gala, I know. Right? That's another one I added to, but it's way, way down. It's just surprisingly that like 24% up today. I hold 30 different tokens. What's up 30% today? SafeMoon? I'm hoping for BitGert Brise will be the new next blockchain. Oh, look who's here, everybody. DeBear. What's up, DeBear? Hello, Crypto Queen. Sad all crypto is down and reminds of how things were in 2017 to 2018. Crypto then did not have as many tokens. DeBear thought, though, says Bitcoin be around a long time. Yes, two spaces. That's how we rocked the periods back then. Two spaces. Matic is Polygon. Yeah, it was a different name on my exchange, and then they changed it. I couldn't remember, though, if it was Matic, then it went to Polygon, or whether it was Polygon and then went to Matic. Thank you so much for popping by, Jay Wallach. I really, really appreciate you. DeBear is getting tired of all these Inu tokens. Too many, not going anywhere with many of these. You are so right. Over 10K and alt, seriously been following since 2016. Wow. No problem, Maddie. No problem. Just crypto is down over and over, but it is what it is, fam. So very true. Just not sold on these Inus and alts. Believe in some, but every DeBear crawls out of the cave. New alt and Inus come out. So true, right? So very, very true. So someone did request that I pull up the Archie chart. Of course, the Archie people are here, right? So I pulled up the Archie chart. In case you don't know, Archie, Nico, their pre-sale wallets, they're locked up for 6 months. The team wallets are locked up for a year. So that's why you see this big green candle right here. This is going to be where it is. This is probably going to be the floor here for them. Though I'm not saying 100% sure because I don't know where the floor is for the pre-sale wallets. Like where, I wonder how much in liquidity is locked up from the pre-sale wallets. I don't know. But the whole market, you're so right, the whole entire market is down today. But the reason that I even started the live stream is because, I wanted to talk about the drama of Saitama because of how they've done me dirty. They called me a tranny and stuff, and they were very mean to me. So it's, they were all telling me, oh, you're just, you're trying to manipulate the market to bring the price down so that you can add to your bags at a cheaper price. Hilarious. That was never the case. And you guys know that. I've always voiced my opinion when it came to Saitama. And when I realized that when they kept kicking the can down the road for the release of the Saitamask and then the Steve Rocket Crypto memo, but the text messages that were leaked from Rodney, I was like, and this dude was on the inside, and he's like, Saitama not going to work. Pixel. What's your say on Pixel? Well, I bought in to the pre-sale. I bought into the Pixel pre-sale, so we'll have to wait and see. So if you guys are interested, Pixel, they're on Twitter at Pixel, Pixul. The pre-sale is going on. They're looking for a lot of ETH right now. So there's probably plenty of room if you wanted to get in on that pre-sale. And the only reason that I did is because a friend of mine, Tangi, is involved with that project. And she got into a project that I had made a video on, and she like bought in right away. And I was like, I was giving an AMA for a token called Project Phoenix, and she bought into it. So I felt it necessary that I buy into her project. So that's why I bought into Pixel. Hey, speaking of Project Phoenix, why don't we pull up their chart, because their chart looks ugly too. I don't know why this just V2. Just to show you what the heck is going on. At one point, this Project Phoenix, there was a hashtag for them saying, hashtag what dip. Now I feel like writing on Twitter, hashtag what floor, hashtag what support, because it's just going down. And the reason that I say that is because when I had the developer on for an AMA, we were down in the 3s, which is like right here. I just want to make sure the tab is showing on StreamYard. Yes, okay. We were down in the 3s, which is like, this is the 3 area right here where my cursor is. And he told me, he's like, this is our floor. This is our area of support when it comes to, people that are involved with the team. These are where the whales are. These are the people that believe in the project, people that were burned by another project. They started this project and they're in it long term. And, this is our floor. We live here in the 3s. We live here in the 3s. Look where Project Phoenix price is. 1042. So just when you think a floor is in, surprise, new floor. Tech is in the house. Archie liquidity is locked with Unicrypt for a year from launch. 92.8% right now. Locks automatically often. Texas Tornado. I love Tangi. She's awesome, isn't she? I love Tangi too. She's so pretty and she's so charming and she's so spiritual. You guys might remember I had her on for Ladies in Crypto Roundtable. She was hilarious. She's so funny. I like her. I just like her. I like her energy. I wish I spent more time with her, like either talking or whatever. Like I wish she was like a phone friend, somebody I could call up and shoot the shit with, Gonna put my glasses on for this one, Michael. Michael Crow, not gonna hold ERC20s ever again after this. What? Gas fees stop me swapping for USDC, PulseX, all in from now. I hear you. I believe in Richard Hart. I think he's very smart. And hey, Michael, are you hashtag 5555? I am. I'm hashtag 5555. LOL, they brought it down with the Saitama. Who Tangi, she's great. Yeah. Jay Wallach says, the bear stuck up for you the other day as someone who was complaining about losing money watching your channel, reminded them to tell you that you are not financial advice. Love your channel, as you know. So here's the thing. I'm going to talk about this. Let me pull my face up because it's very important. Thank you for saying that, and thank you for sticking up for me. I appreciate it, DeBear. When it came to Strange Inu, I'll say it again. I started talking about that project in the middle of April when the project was very new, had very minimal holders. The price was very, very low. After I started talking about the project, the price started to go up precipitously. Over the next 3 weeks, it kept going up and up. I think we lost 2 zeros on that project. And every video that I did, the first video, I'm like, you guys, this project, we're going to make some money here. It's going to be a great project. Let's get into it. I shilled the first video. But after the second video, after the first video, the very next video, I was like, you know what? The price has really gone up. And if you don't take profits, I can't help you. Like, you have to know when to take your profits. This is the time to start taking your profits. I'm not telling you to dump 10 BNB at one time, but take your profits. If you believe in the project, don't hurt the project. Sell off like maybe 2 BNB this hour and maybe 2 BNB the next hour. Look, I was very specific because the price really went very high. Like if you put, I think $100 into it, when I made my first video, you would have had $10,000 by the time it all started to go down, like at the all-time high, right? It didn't even rug after the all-time high. It still hung there for a little bit before it rugged. But that whole time, I was like, oh my gosh, you guys, I was literally looking in the camera going, I can't help you if you're not taking your profits. I can't help you. But it doesn't matter. Half the people that were yelling at me on Twitter were all pissed off that they're not even my subscribers. Number one, not my subscribers. Number two, probably were not even invested in Strangino. You know who they are invested in? I'm very confident. Saitama. The whole wolf pack hates me. And they're like, oh, everything you talk about rugs. I'm like, nothing with the exception of Coyote Coin that rugged before the launch. I've never taught, and I just did an AMA for them. I never, promoted that. I just did an AMA for them. Nothing else has been a rug. Yeah, the charts are shit right now, like Saitama, like Shinja, like, as we can see, Project Phoenix here, charts looking like crap, but they're not rugs. They're certainly not rugs. So everybody can shut up. But I do appreciate you, DeBear, for sticking up for me. But, I did want to keep it real that, I felt bad for the community that it happened. But I couldn't be, I was like in the camera. I was so close to the camera. I got up in the camera. I'm like, take your profits. But some people you just can't help. I think Saitama slow rug, yep. John says, okay, thanks, Maddie. He's talking to Maddie. Maddie says, Queen, you dum-dum, if you believe in Richard Hart, a.k.a., Richard Schuler. Okay, so here's the thing. I do believe it. I believe it enough I bought $1,000 worth of, remember I did an AMA with the Joker from Hex. I bought $1,000 worth of Hex later, I think the next day, and then I staked it for the 15 years. So we'll see. They're hard forked off Ethereum. Everybody's going to be airdropped a free copy of their token with Hex. So we'll have to see. Listen, $1,000. Let's pull up Hex. Okay. Like I said, I got in at 12 cents is where I bought in. So let's see where it is now. I think the last time I looked, I think it was like at 16 cents. But if they're promising that this is going, so even this is down, you guys. Look at down 26% today. Because when I looked at it yesterday, look at this whole, so goes Bitcoin, so goes the market. And Bitcoin has even affected Hex, which was like the exact opposite reason why Richard Hart even started this project in the first place. He always says that, he's not a fan of Bitcoin either. He was originally, one of the people that were Bitcoin maxis. Shinja about to gain another zero. Yeah, let's pull that chart up again. Shinja's painful. I was a huge proponent of Shinja. I really like them. I liked Cliff, but the past couple of months, I'm like, we need to make some changes here with Shibnobi. We need to do this, maybe some extra marketing. And I can't tell people what to do with their project. Number one, I don't know anything about being a developer. Maybe I gave the shittiest advice. I don't know. But yep, look at 1185. It's not about to gain a zero, but it's not looking good. But this is the market. This is the entire market. Let's look at Ethereum. Because I do want to look at areas of support with Ethereum. Because if there's one thing that I will ape in on, it's going to be Ethereum. Because Ethereum, no matter what you think about Ethereum, it's the future. Proof of stake, Ethereum 2.0 is definitely the future. Down to 1856 on my live stream a couple of days ago, my friend Glenn was on here, and Glenn called Ethereum 1800, if you guys remember. I bought around $400 back in July. In a couple of months, it was close to 30K. I had faith until their wallet failed. I'm still holding because 400 was not a big deal to lose. Oh, are you talking about Saitama? We were all there. We were all there. Okay, so Ethereum, let me just pull down. Let me do day charts. $16.96 is going to be the next area of support. Dex tool stinks, right? Like, why? I don't know why it's not working. I hope it doesn't go down to 16. Or maybe I do, because that's where I'll add. Let me try to pull up Bitcoin again, but I'm pretty sure it's freaking Dex tools. Not so much my computer here. I think everybody's hitting the charts right now because people are freaking out. How freaked out do you believe Michael Saylor is right now? How freaked out do you think that guy is? How worried do you think his wife is? Like, he has leveraged himself to the hilt to the tune of I don't even know how many tens of millions of dollars betting on Bitcoin. That last dip that it did when it went down to maybe here when it went down to the like 32 mark, he leveraged himself because I think he thought it was going to be back here. He thought this pattern was going to be like this and go all the way up. But who could foresee a terrible circumstance like we have now? War with Russia and Ukraine. That situation, supply chain is still not fixed. And let me tell you something about the supply chain. It's not even the fact that, China shut down, people can't get stuff into the port, all of this crap is going down, war. It's not just a broken supply chain and problems with people and problems with just even sourcing the stuff. It's natural disasters. It's climate change. Whether you believe in climate change or not, that shit is real. Well, I think people now believe in climate change. They just don't believe it's made by humans. I don't care what you believe. It's affecting you. It's affecting you. There are so many different natural resources that people buy that they need to make products. Like aloe vera. A lot of aloe vera is made in Texas. Do you remember when Texas had that huge freeze? It was on the news because they lost power for 3 days because they haven't updated their infrastructure in forever because they're so unregulated over there. They didn't update their infrastructure. They didn't protect it against cold weather because it's Texas. There's no regulations over there. They didn't expect the weather to dip below 50. But when it did, people lost power, didn't have power for 3 days. People died. The government had to go in and, the federal government had to swoop in and save the day, like always with these red states, right? They complain they don't like the federal government. But when shit goes down, they cry to us and we got to go in and save them. Do you know how much of the aloe industry was bruised up because of that? All the aloe is grown over there in Texas. It froze over. It all died. There was a huge shortage on aloe. Right before the pandemic, there was a huge fire at a facility. There was a huge shortage on alcohol. Remember, you couldn't get alcohol? Not just because it was hard to come by, but because one of the main facilities that made it burned down. It's hard to get raw ingredients for certain things. Green tea. Green tea is another thing that, because of, wildfires, it's getting hard to come by. I mean, it's every little thing is a domino effect. Regardless of how you feel about your government, or you're mad about the president, what he's doing or what he's not doing, like, there's a lot of contributing factors that we have to keep in mind when we're thinking about things like gas prices. We should have been drilling for gas the whole time. When we were locked indoors because of the pandemic, they slowed the production of oil because the demand wasn't there for it. We should have stepped in as the federal government and told the people, we'll buy the oil, we'll keep it in strategic reserves, because one day we are going to need it. The country's going to get back to work, and we don't want to be faced with rising gas prices because now there's a huge demand. That's what should have been done, but it wasn't done, and that's part of the reason why we have these out of control, messed up gas prices. So true. Everything is bleeding. Everything is. So in case you just got here, Maddie, or just a few minutes ago, earlier in the stream, and a few days ago, actually. Stop it. I'm sorry, my cat. It's crazy. How am I handling this market? How am I handling charts that look like this? This is what I'm doing when it comes to buying the dips. And I know everybody's like, hey man, this is where, millionaires are made. In these areas down here, this is where millionaires are made, and their average person gets broken. I'm not telling you to fear sell anything. I don't think you should fear sell anything. But when it comes to buying dips, don't go crazy buying the dips. Don't do it. Because what if you, like Michael Saylor, over leverage yourself, and then all of a sudden you need that money? Now you got to pull it out to pay a bill or something. You're going to have to wind up selling at a lower price. I'd like to see an area of support before I started to do mass buying for anything. I want an area of support. This is why I'm pissed that Dex Tools is not working right now, because I could find the very next area of support if I could get this whole damn chart. Because as of right now, historically, this is all new lows here. And we're going back to January of 21. So this is the lowest it's been in a year, according to Dex Tools. Unless it dipped down on a wick that I can't see because I have it on day candles. Let me change it to 12-hour candles. Hold on. Take it easy. Never spend your bill money on anything. You hold that for your bills. Don't gamble with your bill money, because DeFi is going to eat you alive. People are getting killed with projects in DeFi. And what happens there? That money leaves DeFi. All of these rug pulls, all of these projects that are hurting people, the money is going down. That money is going to somebody else, and it's leaving the DeFi space. It's not staying in here. So it looks like, the market's bleeding out. Oh, the whole market, it is totally bleeding out. But a lot of that money is leaving. It's not even going from project to project. People they sell their one position in a losing project to get into a newer up and coming project. That's not happening now because people are not able to get out of losing projects. Projects just lose and all the money's gone. That money is not replaced. It's just money that's done and gone out of DeFi. Some scammer is driving a Lambo right now. That's all that's happening there. Money is out of DeFi. I wish it would stay in DeFi, but unfortunately, it's just not. This is the cause of the situation. Oh, you can't even see her. But money is out of DeFi, people. Not coming back. So when it comes to investing any more money into cryptocurrency or anything, any stocks or anything, I'm looking for an area of support. That's where I'm going to buy at. I am adding to my positions in things that I would deem blue chips, like crypto.com, like Matic, like Luna, like there's so many I can't even think. Very small amounts. Like normally I'd get like 30, 40, 50 bucks of something. Today, 10, 15, 20. I'm going very, very low because tomorrow we can have another 25% down day, 30% down day. And I don't want to blow my whole bag up here. I want to find an area of support for all of these different projects. As a matter of fact, let's go to the crypto.com chart, because I do have a lot of Chronos. They keep changing it from Crow to Chronos. Stop it. Oh my goodness. Is it down to 17 cents? Yep. Down 25% today. When I looked at it earlier, it was at 19. I know, sweetheart. Dex Tools just stinks, you guys. This is so wrong. I wonder if they did this on purpose so people can't look to see where the areas of support are. But this is lower, I believe, than from where I initially started to buy in. So I might have to, I'm definitely going to add more tomorrow. I just have to, see if I can get on a better chart to see. Let me go to CoinMarketCap. Hold on a second. And I'm getting another hot flash. Oh gosh, it's so hot. That's why I'm like this today, okay? I'm not trying to flirt with anybody. I just have a hot flash. It's an issue. Let's go to this page. Okay. Let me see if I can make this chart bigger. Hold on a second. Is it this button? Okay. Man, these charts stink. I know, honey. Mommy's depressed too. Okay, we have support at 14 cents, right? 18, we've slipped down there. 18, 14, so like 15 cents. We could go down to 15 cents, you guys. And from there, it started building up from there. So if we hit 15, if it goes lower than 15, I'm going to start buying a lot at those areas. So 16, if it hits 15, I'll start buying way more. If it busts below 15, we could get down to a dime or lower on crypto.com. That's not, oh my gosh, all the comments of me were up. Hold on, let me get rid of me. So that's the situation with crypto.com. It's looking bloody. Right? There's an area right there at 14.6, which is, basically 15. We hope it doesn't go there though, but it could. And if it goes any lower than 15, it could slippery slide all the way back down. Of course, we don't want that. That is something we definitely don't want. Is there any other charts you guys want me to pull up? Where the hell StreamYards? Lily Finance is doing bad. Oh, let me pull that up. I, for one, didn't buy into Lily Finance, and not because of the problems with Saitama, just because I didn't think that there was much functionality to this particular project. I just didn't. There's already medical blockchains out there. I'm sure you guys know that. Like when your pharmacy goes to fill a prescription and they know every single drug that you take already, that's because it's on a blockchain. It's maybe not a blockchain you know about, but there's already a blockchain in existence. So I think Lily Finance is, not great. Damn. So it launched at, look how it just came down. And how much is it down today? 55% on just the day. Let's do a month candle. Jeez. Wow. You guys, that's brutal, right? So, okay. Crow, you think is going to go down to a penny? Then I'll definitely buy up there, but I don't think it's going to go that low. Excuse me. I don't think it'll go that low. Okay, yeah. Man, let me tell you something, Racket Club. I got hammered on WAGME, and let me tell you why. I believed that when it launched onto Bitmart that we were going to have a pump. So I added to my position in WAGME. It was a mistake. I don't know if this is the right one. How many WAGMEs can there be? Is this it? No, this can't be it. No, WAGME didn't launch in December, did it? What the hell, WAGME? Did it launch in December? No. Let me go back to this one. Maybe they did and I just didn't know it existed. Could it be? Zero 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 4389. No. Okay. Oh, I guess they did launch in December. Okay. I didn't get into it until much, much later because Scott Herman talked about it in our, what we call our influencer group on Twitter. It's like a group that like a bunch of our influencer friends are in on. Like Rodney's in there, Awesome Austin is in there, Sandstorm is in there, Crypto Deb, like a bunch of people, they're all in this influencer circle. Ryan Patrick, a lot of people. Texas Tornadoes in there, right? You're in that one, right? He told us about WAGME. And I thought it was early that he told us about it, but as I see, because I think he started talking about it in either March or April, and you could see where it went, but damn. So yeah, When WAGME launched on Bitmart, now normally things have a nice little pump there when they launch on Bitmart. And I thought even though the market was kind of down, WAGME had that cool factor going for it. You know, all the cool kids were talking about it. It looked like we get a little bit of a pump. So I added to my position on WAGME because I didn't get in very early on this one. And I thought I'd be able to make a little bit of more money. So I added to my position and I'm totally losing. I added to my position in the 9.8 area. And as you can see, it's down to the 4.3 area. So this is, I added like right here in this area here. So I'm way down. I'm getting killed on this. There's a chance that it will go back up because it does have a game. I don't know how cool the game is. I don't play the game. I don't really care about the game. I just care that it goes up. Texas Tornado says Scott Herman and WAGME live with Smoke on Monday. Top 10 crypto are being rearranged. Bitcoin ETH will be dominant for going forward. RAQ, is that a chart? Okay, cool. Yep, so that's WAGME. WAGME sucks. Right now, like everything else. Don't take it personal. I'm just saying, like everything else, it stinks. Oh, let me check up on this little nugget I got. The hell is the name of that one? Oh, what's the name of that crypto I got? It's like a DeFi thing. Hold on a second. I need my phone. Hold on. It was like a real degen play that I got. There was only like 5 holders. Hold on a second. Listen, I am not telling you to buy this at all. I don't do that anymore. Don't buy this. I'm just saying I bought it because it's such a degen play. Galactic Inu. I got in there at 5 holders, you guys. But then there was like some shady stuff going on there. I was telling Sherry, I was like, oh, Sherry, I'm going to send you some BNB to get in on this. But I'm like, I don't know about it because it has that weird red robot. And I don't like the little red robot. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to that chart. It should be funny. I don't like the little red robot. No, wait. Is this it? No, that's not the symbol. It's just galactic. Do I have to cap lock it? I don't understand why Dex Tools just sucks. Look at it's typing everything backwards. Why is that happening? Can you guys see? It's terrible. Whatever. I guess we just won't look at that POS. What other DeFi things did I buy? Oh, something I already sold out on, that Shib Vader. That was, I mean, all of these are just tremendously down. Tremendously. That Volt Nobi, that's way, way down. If you didn't take profits like immediately after launch, that thing is... I was actually supposed to do an AMA with the Volt Nobi guy, but he canceled on me, which is a good thing because somebody sent me a message on Twitter today. They're like, that Volt Nobi, they're the shift people, the shift token. Maddie B, 5 holders. Yep, I got in at 5 holders and I threw a BNB at it. And at the time, I owned like 4% of the circulating supply. Master Shoe says MMF is going to make it. It's down, but it will work out. So let's take a peek at Little Mad Meerkat. And of course, MMF is on the Kronos blockchain. I love DeFi. I love DeFi. On the Chronos, it's so nice. Oh, I don't even want to look at VVS. Damn. Mad Meerkat looking bad, y'all. When did I get into this? I had to get into this probably what? Oh my gosh! Look at the all-time high. It was $1.80 something. Shh. I think I got into it in February, I want to say. My problem is I don't pay enough attention to my DeFi. I hardly go over to that wallet. So that's a problem for me. I really, really should have sold out. I don't know. I know the whole market is down. It seems like everything is down 30% today, right? 30%, 30%, 30%. Everything is down. MMF is back to where it started, only up. Well, that's not true. I know you say that, Master Shu, but you know what? Things can always go lower from where they started, because don't forget their starting point was where they started after they took the pre-salers' money. So that no matter what the price was, unless it was 0.00000 all zeros, it can always go down. So right now, well, yeah, point right here. It says 19 cents. We still have a lot of going down room. It can go down to zero. Rick's Mix says most of everything on crypto DeFi will disappear. And that's my point, right? Like, I think that's one of the reasons that, along with the market in general, one of the reasons why it's so battered and bruised, a lot of this money that people have lost in DeFi, whether it's certain prices going down, rug pulls, like all of that money has exited DeFi. It's not coming back in. There's only a finite amount of people in DeFi, and the people that are in it don't want to put any more money in it. We just want to work with the money we have. So we're normally pulling from one project to get into another. There's no more money coming in there unless projects can keep their existing holders and bring in new investors with new money. Nothing's going to change here. And that's not going to happen with the economy the way it is. Like, definitely, first and foremost, the economy has got to be fixed and got to start picking up. And the only way I think that's going to happen is if the supply chain is fixed. Like, everything is crazy expensive right now because raw materials are more expensive. Have you gone to your cat food aisle? You notice, like, the stuff's not there. Every time I go to the cat food aisle, it's practically empty. And that's because there's a shortage on aluminum right now. So anything that's made that needs aluminum, that's not looking good right now. And the first thing that they start to cut out are the foods for the animals. Shortly thereafter, anything that you eat that's in a can, that's going to start disappearing. Like, it's a domino effect. It's the supply chain. If we don't get this supply chain up and running, and like I said before, even the natural resources thing, like, that is a huge problem. When Tammy Inu? Never. The dog food, I used to be 35, now it's 68. Yep. That, I'm telling you, every little raw ingredient is an issue to get. Stuff is just, it's hard to come by. It's hard to come by. Like, what we need less of is like I hate to say it, but we need less of the population booming. Like, there's too many people on this earth. The earth can't sustain all these people. It's crazy. I'm not one way or the other when it comes to certain things, how you handle your body and stuff. You know, I think your body, your choice, but that's, and somebody on Twitter is like, well, how come when it came to your body, your choice, that's only for abortions and not for vaccines? Like, that's not fair. Number one, we're either a free country or we're not, right? Like we're either free or we're not, and that goes for everything. We're either free or we're not. But when it comes to the vax and abortion, like people, abortion, pregnancy is not contagious. In case you don't know, pregnancy is not contagious. Even though I've heard it's in the water. But I don't care about that. It's not, I've never been, I mean, I think it's a personal thing. I've never been unwanted pregnant, you know. Nearly 8 billion people on Earth could all live on Alaska. That's 100% not true. 8 billion people could not just survive in Alaska. There's more enough for everyone. I know Alaska's a big place, but they don't have enough natural resources to sustain all those people. Like if you put 9 billion people in Alaska, where are you going to grow the food? Like there's not enough farms here in America. The farms that are here are growing all the wrong shit. They've relied on China for so long. Nobody here in America grows food anymore. They're growing corn and stuff that we really don't need. But that's the situation. I don't want to get into any of this politics stuff because I hate it. I hate all politicians. I think they're all dirty. I think they should all leave. I think there should be term limits. And that'll fix that because they're all corrupt. I believe. Not that anybody wants to hear my opinion, right? Let's just take one more look at the Saitama chart just to see if it went down any more. Listen, like it's going to happen, right? I don't want the Shiba swap price. I want the Uniswap price. Any day now, Dex tools. Oh gosh, I didn't hear. I'm sorry. So look, some people bought in. It bounced up from 1228 and it went back up to 26. But here's the thing. We know that a lot of the people that are dumping wallets are the people that are the devs, right? Here's a 9 ETH sale. Two ETH sell. 1 ETH sell. 1 ETH sell. And what are the buys coming in? There's a 14 ETH buy. Who did that? Let's hit that one. I'm sorry, I have to do this. Let's hit Etherscan. Let me get off. Let me get out of here. Let's hit Etherscan. I want to see who did this. This is the person that bought the 14 ETH. ERC20 token transactions. Okay, so but look, they flipped Saitama. So this is what they did. They bought in, then they got out. What the heck? In, then out on Saitama from 19 days ago. Shiba Doge, they got into that 19 days ago. Then they sold Saitama. Then they sold Shiba Doge. Then they bought more Saitama 16 days ago. Then they sold out of Blue Sparrow. They bought into Primate, whatever the hell that is, 10 days ago. Got into more Saitama. Then they sold out of Primate. So we can see they tethered out here. Out. So they traded in their tether to get some more Saitama. Are they crazy? Like, why? Why would they want to buy more Saitama? You can plant all the food you want in your yard. I live in a condo. I don't have a yard, unfortunately. So there is somebody that believes in Saitama, right? Somebody bought that much of Ethereum. Oh, a 27 ETH buy? They're crazy people. I don't know, people. What do you think? That's why it had this little recovery right there from those big Ethereum buys. So who's holding the floor of Saitama? Somebody, some whale is trying to catch the floor here. Master Shu says, I'm an elementary school teacher and I tell all my students to get into crypto. When they get older, I let them know that it may seem like a gamble now, but so is the stock market. Ups and downs. Very true. John Blair says, F and Dems. F and everybody. They're all dirty. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who they are. Nobody's got our back. Nobody. They all look out for themselves. If you're not a millionaire, they don't give an F about you. That's just so you know. All right, guys, it's been about an hour and a half. I'm going to call it a day. I thank you so much for joining me for the live stream. Remember, this is the rule, okay? When it comes to the market, we're looking for an area of support, a little bit of area of support, okay? We want to start pumping the brakes when it comes to adding to these dips. Look for your area of support. Decide where you're going to buy. Like, I'm going to buy some crypto.com. I'm going to add some tomorrow, a little bit. But if it hits that area of support at 15, I'm going to buy even more. If it continues to go lower, I'm going to pump the brakes until we hit that area of support. It was incremental from there. There was an area of 12 and 1. So we'll continue to, if it hits 10 cents, that was a bigger area of support. I'll add a lot there. But that's what you need to do. You have to have a plan in mind. Where am I going to add? Where are these areas of support? Until then, pump your brakes. Because tomorrow we could have another 25% down day. We could have another 30% down day. We don't know. We need to find an area of support. And don't spend your bill money on DeFi. That's not going to end well. You're going to have to sell your position, maybe for a loss. You'll get hurt. Please don't do it. Please don't. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it here for me today. I thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, remember, try to only buy on those red candles. And that's not going to be a problem, right? Please take care of yourselves and don't spend your bill money and don't spend more than you can afford.